Hi, I'm Matt Doubleday with Affiliated Steam and Hot Water, and today I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot a Spence pressure reducing valve. First, we need to determine, is this a new valve in a new application, or is it an older valve that's worked properly in the past? If it's a new valve, please refer to our video, How to Install a Spence Valve with Good Piping Practice, to check your piping. Typically, we find three types of troubleshooting issues. 1, the valve is overshooting, or going above its set pressure. 2, the valve is undershooting, or going under its delivery pressure. Or 3, the valve hunts, both above and below the desired set point. If you're using a bypass valve, check to make sure it's not leaking. Inexpensive bypass valves have very low cycle life. First, isolate the valve. Make sure that the gate valves before and after are holding tight. Wait for the downstream pressure to drop to 0. Back all the way off on the pilot spring tension, holding the pilot open. At this point, carefully disconnect the horizontal run of tubing from the pilot to the main valve. When you do this, you will see some residual condensate after you break the connections. Check to make sure the bleed port is not plugged. If the bleed port is plugged, it will cause the valve to remain open when the pilot closes. With the spring tension all the way off and the horizontal tubing removed and the pilot open to atmosphere, carefully crack open the inlet gate valve. If the pilot is fine, you should not see any steam coming out of the T. If the main valve is fine, you should see no steam coming out of the restriction port. My experience has been most of the time that the problem is in the pilot. If this is the case and you see a plume of steam coming out of the pilot, then we have confirmed the fact that the pilot is being held open. Especially in the cases of new installations, you may be able to resolve that issue by taking the flat of your wrench and exercising the pilot, causing it to open and close quickly. This rush of steam may clear any dirt or debris that is holding the valve open. Hopefully it will reclose without having cut its seats. This should be done as a two-person job, with one person with gloves supporting the pilot underneath, and the other person pushing down with the flat of the wrench. If it is the main valve that is leaking, reinstall the horizontal run and repeat the same process, exercising the pilot, now forcing the main valve to open and close, hopefully washing the debris from under the seats. If it recloses, this will be confirmed by the downstream pressure gauge dropping to 0. Make sure that your pilot is set correctly. If your pilot was set while not under full load, when you do achieve full load, the valve may hunt above or below its set point. Next, we'll check for dirt. Check the restriction elbows underneath the main valve to make sure that they are not plugged. If the pilot signal cannot get into the main valve diaphragm, the valve will not open. You will also want to check the union connection on the pilot. Next, diaphragm damage. If the diaphragm has a pinhole leak or crack, it won't hold pressure and the valve will fail closed. Check for restricted steam flow. A partially closed gate valve or clogged strainer will cause the valve to undershoot or overshoot. If your valve is hunting, make sure that the valve is sized properly. If the valve is oversized or undersized, it will hunt at either end of the range. Check your bleed ports and your screens for dirt. Lastly, you can check for damaged diaphragms such as pinholes or cracks. I'm Matt Doubleday with Affiliated Steam and Hot Water, and today I showed you how to troubleshoot a Spence pressure reducing valve. For more videos and more information, please visit affiliatedsteam.com today.